everyone, welcome back. It's Kim the 303 Stitcher here on YouTube. This is my little corner of the world where I share all the things cross stitch related that I've been working on. It has been a long time, y'all. I know. I keep saying I need to come back, I need to record, I need to do this, and it just hasn't been there for me. So I'm hoping that maybe by doing this video, kind of rip the band-aid off and just sit down and come and chat with you all for a little bit and share what I've been working on. I will probably end up doing an end of year whip parade. I've actually worked on a lot of things. I've started a lot of things throughout the year, but that's not going to be today. I think today I'm just going to share what I've been working on recently. I do have a pretty big finish to show y'all that I'm very excited about. And yeah, just maybe updating on some plans. So hope y'all are well. Thank you to all 386 of you who are still hanging in. And if you are new here, welcome. And I hope that you find something that you enjoy. I'm gonna just jump right into this. So I was doing Monopoly with Jade and we've been trying to record. You can see a lot of our videos over on her page. I have been slacking on uploading all of those videos. However, life has been lifing to the max for both of us, and it was just the scheduling just wasn't working out for us for recording. It's really hard to get together when we're both working professionals. I have kids who can't drive themselves yet, holding out for January. Who are both involved in sports and extracurricular things, and my daughter just got her first boyfriend. She's a sophomore, so we're also navigating that as well. So just a lot of things that are life in. So yeah, I have been stitching a lot, and this video is probably going to be all over the place, just as like I said, I'm just ripping the band-aid off. I haven't been here in 7 months. In order to get some work on some of my projects, I actually started temperature stitching in October. I didn't even say the date. Today is November 11th of 2025. So yeah, so I started temperature stitching in October just to touch some of my projects. I have assigned a number to each of my projects, 0 through 9. And I spun the wheel to decide on what projects they were. So I put all of my projects in a wheel, let them choose. And I think what I'm going to do is just like do up to 2,000 stitches, however they're called. And once that project hits 2,000, I think I will spin to replace it. So yeah, I will show you guys what I have been working on in that. And then I also have this really big finish that I'm just going to jump right into. If you've been here before, you've probably seen this and you know that this was my focus to finish this year. This is going to be a gift for my mother-in-law, and I just need to iron it and take it to the framer. But this is my first ever, and it's upside down, Heaven and Earth Designs finish. So let me scoot back here a little bit, and there she is. So this is Treasures of the Sea. This is by Oleg Gavrilov, I believe. It is stitched on 25 count. It was easy guide. I have washed out that grid, and it is all in DMC 1/1 full cross. So yeah, this one I finished mid-October. My goal was by November 1st, and so I finished that. This has just over 190,000 stitches, and I've worked on it for about 4 years. I finished it, or actually I started it just before ending grad school. So it was just before I graduated. So yeah, so that was my big finish, and that was super exciting, and I'm so happy that that is done. And then I decided to grab my next oldest whip and focus on that to be a finish for next year. So my goal for this one is going to be to have this finished by December of 2020, end of December 2026. So I gave myself actually New Year's Eve of 2026. In order to do that, it's estimated that I need to do about 2,900 stitches a week. So we'll see how that goes. Right now the holidays are coming up and I actually have a lot of time off from work just because the nature of my job. Those of you who have never been here before, I work in the social work field, and my job gives me a lot of PTO that I can use. And I also get like flex days, so I work 4/10s, and I also get obviously the holidays, and then one day a month I get a paperwork day to get all caught up on paperwork, and if I am caught up then I get the day off and it's paid, and I get to do other things. So I have a lot of stuff coming up. I took some time off between Christmas and New Year's, so hopefully I will be able to get this down under 29,000 a week with all of the extra time. But so the project that I'm talking about, I'm going to pop it out of the Q-Snap. I wasn't going to do this. I was actually going to wait to record until I was moving the Q-Snap on this one, but she's coming along really well and she's really pretty, so I decided I will just take the Q-Snap off while I'm sitting here talking to you guys. So this has some hanging threads because I was parking for a while. And so if hanging threads annoy you, I'm sorry. So this is Chimera Black Rose Max Color. This is a Heaven and Earth Designs. This is by Laurie Prindle. And hopefully y'all can see that. I will come in a little bit closer so you can see where I am. So I have been primarily, so that's all the way across. And I'm just now working my way down. You can see what it's gonna look like. Let me take this off. So that is what she will look like when she's done. Sorry for the light glare there. And I have been working in this section here. So we've been just kind of filling in more of her mane in here. She's a fluffy girl. So yeah, this one I am making for my daughter. And I picked this back up as soon as I finished Treasures of the Sea. So I picked it up in, like mid-October. And then I went away on a retreat. I went to Queen City. I'll talk more about that later. And yeah, so I then came home and picked it back up, and I've been working on it a bunch. So when I first picked her back up, I did not have, she was probably like just starting to show this section. So in the last month I filled in this like whole area here. So yeah, so I would say, I don't remember where it was when I picked it up. It was probably like 23%, maybe 24%. And she's up to 32% now. So I'm really hoping to have her to 40 by the end of the year. I think it's doable, considering how much stitching time I'm gonna be having soon. And she is a total of just over 250,000 stitches. So she's kind of my priority. She's what I stitch on first. And then I do my temperature stitching. So those are the two projects I was really excited to show you guys. Obviously, I'm excited to show you all of my projects, but the rest of them don't have as much, but if you haven't seen them in a while, then they might look like they have a lot. So for temperature stitching, what I do is, so I'm off on Friday, Saturday, Sundays. On Saturdays, I'll pull up the temperature for where I live out here in Denver, Colorado. I'm in a suburb out here, and what I'll do is I will look at the temperature for Sunday through the following Saturday. I will write those down and I will pull those projects. I don't look back. I don't do it every single day, even though our temperatures and our forecast changes out here, sure, like other places, pretty frequently. And some weeks it's warmer, some weeks it's colder. I just take what's forecasted for the week and roll with it. So I'm going to show you guys what I've been working on. I'll tell you how many stitches I've added from October 1st. Again, if I have the full pictures, I'll show you what the full project will look like when it's supposed to be done. If not, I might go in and edit. I'm not going to make any promises because I say that and then I don't do it. But I will at least in the comments link, put in what the project is and where you can find it if you want to see it. So without further ado, the first project that I'm going to show you guys. Actually, I have my tablet here, so I can probably show y'all pictures. The first project that I will show y'all is going to be for temperatures ending in 0. And let me just pull up my Google Drive here, as we all keep our stuff in Google Drive. And this is going to be, obviously, clearly I don't have this in any kind of order. And on my tablet, I'm trying to figure out where, there it is. This is going to be, this is the Amazing Animal Kingdom Supersize Max Color. And that's what it's gonna look like when it's done. I'm trying to block some of the glare on that for y'all from my light. So this is Amy Stuart. This is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. And like I said, I'm doing this, it's Supersize Max Color. This one I am stitching on the diagonal and I am parking. So again, if there's any kind of hanging threads or anything, sorry, not sorry. I'm doing this on 32 count 1/1 full cross, and that's where we are so far. So you can kind of see my last session was just working in this book right here. Down in this area, I think the gorilla starts to come in. This was a new start this year, so I am not that far in. I think I think it's less than 1% on this one so far. But yeah, I at first was really struggling with this one because of it being 1/1 on 32. You can see how much fabric is left in this thing. It's still huge even on a 32 count. And so I went with 32 because I didn't want it to be a tapestry. And so yeah, I was using a size 28 ball tip needle by Sullivan's on that. Those are usually my go-to needles on most of my fabrics. However, it was getting kind of stuck in the weave as I was going, and it was really annoying. Like if I jabbed it into the wrong spot, then it was like kind of stuck and I had to like really pull. So I wasn't loving that. So I ended up picking up some of the Pony brand needles. And I like that a whole lot better. It's not a ball tip, but I'm not really having any issues with it. So, I'm using one of the smaller, I think it's a 28 count on there, or size 28, I should say. It's like, I got like the multiple color one, so it's the orange one. And I'm finding it much more enjoyable with that needle. It's a lot smaller. So yeah, so that is for temperature number 0, and that so far for temperature stitching has gotten 400 stitches. My next one is, well, this one's also in a Q-snip. I don't know how much you can see. We're gonna try it. This one is Cozy Christmas. This is a Dona Gelsinger pattern, and this is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. This is for temperature ending in number 1. I'm just doing, I think this is the regular size, regular color. I have seen some people do this as a stocking, which has looked amazing. But this is what it will look like when it is done. So yeah, that is, and as you can tell, I'm kind of like up here in the blues, and I finished that star. This thing is confetti heavy, as most trees are. This was the first tree I decided to do, and yeah, that confetti is no joke. So what I've done on this one, I actually decided I gave up on the tree. I was gonna start just like stitching all of the tree, and just follow it down to get rid of it. But I decided no, and I changed, and I actually have been working on this, which is going to be, this is like the molding for the, where the window is here, and then the fireplace will start here. So, this is also done on 32 count. I'm actually doing this, 2/1 tent stitch with DMC. So, I'm still using the pony brand needles on that. Again, I was using my ball tip, and it was fine. But definitely finding it a lot easier to get the thread through, with my pony brand needles. So, am not hating I love the coverage of the 2/1. I have thought about like restarting it, but I'm pretty far into that one as far as like the tree and stuff goes. So I'm just going to keep going with it, and we'll just cuss along the way. So then, oh, and my tablet just turned off that I have all my notes on, so hold on. Okay, so then number 2 temperature stitching is, this is going to be Waterhole Master. This is the max color regular size. This is by David Penfound, and this is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. This is what it will look like when it's done. And my initial plan for this one was going to be doing all of the black. There's a lot of 310 in here, and so I was like, oh, I thought it would look so cool, and then I can just fill in. I abandoned that, and I just actually started filling in. So you can see where I've been with all of the black, and I start in the upper left-hand corner, usually on my full coverages when I can. So that's where this was started. I'm going to fold this up so you can actually see. I can show you where I actually stitched at last time that I had this out. So again, I do stitch it with Q-snaps. It just happens to be that I don't have enough Q-snaps for all of my projects to always be in a Q-snap. So yeah, so the last time I worked on it, and you can't even tell, but I actually started filling some of this in. So there's some grays in here, and this area right here is going to be the start of that elephant's ear. So, yeah, so I was stitching in there as well. This one has actually 600 stitches from temperature stitching. So this one's actually gotten a lot in so far. Sorry for any crinkling or anything. Also, my dogs are out, so if they start barking or come over for a drink of water, I'm going to apologize for that too. The next one for number 3 is actually going to be the LGBTQ Quaker flag by Vivsters. And so this is what this will look like when it's done. I love this project. Oh my gosh, I didn't tell you Waterhole. Sorry, Waterhole Masters is stitched on a 32 count. It is 1/1 full cross. Yeah, pretty sure that's what that is. Okay, so Vivsters. I love stitching on this project. I've been working on this project for probably just over a year now. And I bring this with me pretty much everywhere. So in March, we took the kids, my wife and I, took the kids on a cruise. So it was my first cruise. And it was the kids' kind of first cruise. They went on one before I came into their life. And when they were like 3 or 4, so they don't really remember that one. We were on the Norwegian getaway. And we left out of New Orleans and went around to, where'd we go? Cozumel, Costa Maya, we went to Honduras, so we went to Rotan, and we went to Harvest Cay, which is their island in Belize, I believe. So yeah, it was amazing. It was a week long. And I bring this project with me anywhere that I go. So like I bring this to retreats because this fabric is so easy to see. And I don't need my magnifier or any kind of like extra lighting or anything like that. So I took this out of the Q-snap so I can show you all of it and to where I am right now. So that is where I am right now. I did stitch in all of the colors just a little bit. That way I could just, when I travel with it, I can just take those colors and just go. But as you can see, I'm working on the black and the brown and the flag right now. So yeah, so these are so much fun to do. They're quick stitches. And like I said, this fabric, I don't know if y'all can see, but this fabric is so easy to stitch on. This is like, it's a 25 count even weave. I want to say that it is like, I got it on 1, 2, 3 stitch. And I think it's just like ivory white, porcelain white, something like that. And it's probably the easiest fabric I have to stitch on. I am stitching this 2/2 and full cross, using all of the called for DMCs. And that one has gotten 300 stitches. So, oh, and I should say Cozy Christmas still has to come out yet for this week. It needs 200 more stitches. So all the rest of them have been done for this week. The next one is Enchanted Quaker. And that is going to be by Luminous Fiber Arts. It is designed by Misty Purcell. That is what this one will look like when it is done. Kind of. I'm using a variegated floss for this, which I've actually called this project my Lessons in Variegation. I've never used a variegated floss before, and so the way that I cut this one, there's definitely some fussy cutting that I have to do, and honestly, I'm just kind of at the point that I'm just grabbing it and stitching, and wherever it lays, because at this point I'm like, I don't really care. I'm not going to take this one out of the Q-snap. There is more kind of done that you can see over there. But yeah, so the last time that I worked, you can see like the cat, like that weird cat. So yeah, that's kind of where I am on this one. And I am stitching this. It is hand dyed by Rolanda. It's like a Halloweenish thread color. And I'm stitching that one 2/2 full cross. And that one has gotten 200 stitches so far. So yeah, so that is where we are with that one. The last time I worked on it, I was just filling in that Halloween, and I worked on the witch's hat a little bit. The next one that I have is going to be the Deadly Aquarium by Lola Crow. Let me go ahead and pull this one. So this was, I think, last year or maybe the year before Sal for her. This is what it's gonna look like whenever I get done. This is not a priority, but obviously I want to get through my projects, so I don't even have the frame done on this one. So yeah, so this is where I am on that one. The last time I worked on it, honestly, I was just like, I think bringing this down further, and then there's some browns up in here that I filled in. So this one, and I'm doing this on Beanstalk. It's like one of the called for fabrics, and I think it's in a 25 count. I think it's a 25 count, and it is stitched 1/1 full cross. And that one got 300 stitches so far. The next one is a new start. I actually just started this a couple weeks ago, actually. This is the Fabulous House series. This is number 11. This is the Haunted House. So that is what it will look like when it's done. I've already finished Santa House. I also finished the castle. So I finished the first one and the second one. And then I just decided just to kind of like go wherever the wind takes me on these. I do have all of them. The only one that I probably won't stitch is Hobbit House, and I will actually do the bonus one that she released right at the end, which was the Tudor House, instead of that one. So yeah, this is the third one. I just grabbed it. I started it in October because it was and I was like, oh, it's Halloween, so let me stitch something that's kind of Halloweenish. I'm doing this on the called for fabric, which was Prehistoric by Fox and Rabbit, I believe. It's on a 40 count linen, and I am stitching this 1/2 full cross. So one thread over 2 linen threads. And I have added, because this was a start for this, so I've done 300 stitches for this. And it's all the called for DMC, all of the specialty threads. Yeah. And this is just a sticky thimble. So if you see them on a lot of the sides of my projects, I use these on my finger when I'm stitching. So yeah, so that's where we are. That's 300 stitches on the house. And that is sorry, I haven't been telling you. So we have Amazing Animal Kingdom is number 0, is ending in 0. Cozy Christmas is ending in 1. Waterhole Masters is ending in 2. The Flag is ending in number 3. Enchanted Quaker is ending in number 4. Deadly Aquarium is ending in number 5. And Fabulous House series, so the haunted house, is ending in number 6. So ending for number 7, I need to find like a paper because this is actually on a plastic canvas. This is, I think, a 16 count plastic canvas. This is one of the tarot cards from Witchy Stitcher on her Patreon. So I have her Patreon. I have been collecting all of these. I haven't even finished one yet, but we'll see. So this is the first one. This is Temperance, I believe, and let me see if I can find. Yeah. So I have a picture of what Temperance will look like when it's done. My thought for these was that I would do these and gift them. However, I didn't realize how big they were. So this will be Temperance when it's done. A little like Tamagotchi. It's so cute. Totally reminds me of my childhood. And so yeah, so that's Temperance. I don't have, as you can see, there's not a whole lot of stitching that I have in that one. And so far for temperature stitching, that's only gotten 100 stitches. The next one is, this one is going to be Pricks Everywhere. Let me see if I can find. So this is by Sunflower Stitches. And this is what this will look like when it's done. This is Pricks Everywhere. And this one I'm stitching, I think on I think this is a 20, this is probably a 28 count, Easy Guide Lugana, that I had just kind of laying around. You can see there's all kinds of excess. You can see how big it is because I've actually gotten all the way down to the bottom of the frame. And so this one, let me just take this pattern again and use it as a backer. This one has gotten 200 stitches on it since I started temperature stitching. And you can kind of see it's just a lot of really light colors. So the last time I worked on it, I think I was just working up in this top corner. I was just grabbing a color and starting to try to fill in as much as possible. So yeah, so it's just been a lot of light stitching on light fabric. So yeah, that one, like I said, got 200 stitches. And then my next one, which is number 9, which this will be the last one, this is Red Panda. I call it Red Panda. This is by, it's actually Clothimal Red Panda is what it's called. It's by BDXL Cross Stitch. It's a lot of confetti, a lot of color changes, but this is what it will look like when it's done. I'm stitching this for my niece who absolutely loves Red Panda. She's obsessed. So, yeah, so I have just been working in the ears. So trying to get his little ears done. So, yeah, this is being stitched 2 over 2 full cross. I wasn't flipping it over and tucking my threads for a while, so it looks like he's got little eyelashes. So yeah, this one has had 200 stitches since I started temperature stitching. So yeah, so those are my temperature stitching. Those are the projects that I've been just trying to get some more progress in on. And that is it for my stitching. Like I said, I'll probably come back at sometime in December, maybe between Christmas and New Year's if my family doesn't come visit. And we'll probably do like a full whip parade at that point in time. So if you are just here for the stitching, thank you so much. I will talk a little bit about ongoing plans, which I've already kind of mentioned, and a little life. I don't know that I have a whole lot of life, but if you're just here for the stitching, I appreciate you coming back and spending 30 minutes of your life with me this time around. And I really do hope to be here more frequently. So, yeah, so for all of you that are still here, thank you for being here and sticking around. Yeah, I don't have, I mean, my plans, I'm going to obviously continue to do the temperature stitching. It feels like it's working. Sometimes it's really nice. I can just sit down and knock a couple of those out on Saturdays after I look at the temperatures and get those done and feel like I'm getting some progress. That's not projects that I normally would just like sit and pull out, because I could easily get distracted on my focus piece and just stitch on that all week. But then all my other projects are sitting on my shelf and staring at me like, hello. I have a lot of them. I haven't counted recently how many I have, so I'll do that in my whip parade. But I'm averaging about 12,000 stitches a month right now, maybe more, maybe less, just depends on work. So I don't know that, oh, I do have another piece in my plans. So I will have a new year, new start, as many of us are doing. I have joined the bandwagon for the 2026 Hayed sale, Heaven and Earth Design sale. So Hayed sale. I have not participated at all in any of those over the last couple of years. If I would have this year, I would have chosen Jelly World, which looks fantastic. So for this year's sale, I actually chose the Dragonflies, which is actually by the same designer who did L&L Designs, I think, or something, who did the Dragonflies. So hopefully that one will look good. The other one that I was interested in was the Owl, but Dragonflies, I love dragonflies, and I don't have any dragonfly patterns. I have owl patterns that I haven't started yet, so I decided to do something different. What really got me on that, and I went back and forth, and I think a lot of people have gotten sucked into this, is because if you complete one full page of the SAL, you don't have to complete the whole chart. If you complete one full page, then you get a exclusive mystery Amy Stuart pattern. And I love Amy Stuart patterns. I have the Amazing Animal Kingdom. I have I have the US Traveler bookshelf that's started that I will show you guys in my whip parade. And then I have Beachcomber's Bounty ready to start. And then I do have the supersized max color version of the dog bookshelf that she released. I think it was earlier this year. I'm just waiting to kind of see. Some of the charting makes me question when I look at the mock-up, and so I'm waiting to see how it looks, and other people are stitching it. There's actually somebody on Instagram, I can't remember her name off the top of my head, that's stitching it and making a lot of progress, and so I've been kind of following her to see how it comes out before I decide to jump into that journey. Another plan that we have, I say we because Jade and I are talking about jointly starting the 7 Portals by, I think it's Rose Khan, that is over on Pain Free Crafts. Have not bought the chart yet. I'm waiting to see if it goes on sale because it is a little expensive, because it's basically paying for 7 charts, because she had them all charted individually, and then she put them all together so you could stitch them all on one piece. I'm still debating if I want to stitch all of them. Some of them call to me more than others, so I'm just trying to figure out if that's going to be, if I'm going to go big or go home, because I do have fabric for it, or if I'm going to stitch them individually, or maybe like omit one and mush I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, that's kind of plans for right now. Obviously keep chugging along on Chimera and see if I can get her done next year. Life is life. Like I said, it's been crazy busy. My daughter is starting swim team for the first time. My son's still doing fencing. He's also doing competitive fencing. And they're both learning to drive. And my daughter just got her first boyfriend. So it's just been a lot of life things going on. Work has been busy, stable, at least. So there's that. as I mentioned, I did some traveling. So like I said, in March, we traveled, we went on a cruise. That was a lot of fun. I actually really enjoyed that. And I'm looking forward to the next one, whenever that will be. And then in October, I went to the Queen City Stitch Retreat in North Carolina. That was in just outside of Charlotte. That was a lot of fun. I got to hang out with some friends that I've met through cross stitch, and also got to meet some new people who they knew. So some of the people that I kind of hung out with is Jen, backcountry stitcher. I hung out with Julie, stitching at the cabin. She is hilarious in person. And I love her videos. So if you haven't watched her, go check it out. Obviously Jen too. She doesn't post, she's like me, posts very sporadically. But yeah, Jen, the backcountry stitcher. I will link all of these people down below. I met Kelly, Pages and Stitches. Her page is amazing, and she's also a quilter. She actually brought some quilts for the raffle, and they were beautiful. So she's Pages 3 Stitches here on Flosstube. Colette, the highway stitcher here on Flosstube. We were all sitting at the same table. I know, I'm like, who else was there? Hold on, y'all. There's somebody at my door. Okay. Sorry about that interruption. My Ring camera popped up and it looked like somebody was at my door, but apparently nobody was there. So yeah, so then Renee was there. Renee, do you have a floss tube? I don't think you do. Michelle was there. I know Michelle does not have a floss tube, but she's one of my Canadian friends. And it was a great time. I mean, it was, the special guest was Nora Corbett. And so I got to meet Nora, and the brag table, y'all. The brag table was amazing. If you want to see any of it, like I said, I'm going to route you over to Kelly's floss tube, Pages 3 Stitches. She did like a video. She recorded the interview with Nora, and did a video taping of the brag table. That brag table was beautiful. I was most definitely enabled. I actually ended up coming home and buying stuff for Portrait of Veronica by Mirabilia. That one stitch, I would have never bought it just based on like the actual like just cover photo of it, but seeing it in person, she's so pretty. Her colors are like teals and just, they're so gorgeous. And then also Stargazer. So I saw somebody did Stargazer on a really like dark blue fabric. It was stunning. So yeah, so those two have come home, and we'll get started at some point. I did start a Mirabilia while I was there. Again, I will show it to you on my whip parade. So that one will be, I'll show it to you later. But that one I started, and it was, Princess Ileana. I saw that one stitched up as well, and it was really pretty, and it uses all of like those, the newer DMC numbers, the 1 through 30. And that's actually what I talked to Nora about. And she said that she really loves the way that looks and wants to do some more, using like those newer, brighter DMC colors. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. We had some great food. I mean, North Carolina, and I'm sad to be home and away from my friends. It was much needed, and looking forward to getting together with everybody again soon. I will say it was hosted. I didn't even say who it was hosted by. So it was hosted by Maggie. And so I think she is Kitschy Whips over on Instagram. And Amy, Fiber Arts Amy. And they were, I mean, y'all, this was the most organized and most fun retreat I've been to. I've been to Stitch North. I've been to the Colorado Cross Stitchers retreat. I've been to Stitch North actually a couple of times. And we had, so Oak Crown Studios, so Fiber Arts Amy brought all of her beautiful fabrics and fibers with her, and was one of the vendors. And then we also had Mindy's Miras there, so she was selling her Mirabilia patterns, and just the raffle that went to the local Humane Society there in North Carolina. Yeah, it was so much fun. Needleberry Stitcher was also kind of like a co-organizer. She did all of the games, all of the Stitchy games that we did, created a whole entire like realm, kind of like fantasy-ish, for cross stitching game, that we had to do. That was fun. And she paid for all of the prizes out of her pocket. So Catherine, if you're watching this, thank you. It was so generous of you. And I really appreciate all of the time that you put into making that retreat experience so much fun. The swag bags were great. Again, if you want to see swag bags, there's so many other people who went and recorded their swag bag. It was like this pink, like canvas bag. Like it's a big, like beachy bag. That is an amazing retreat bag. We had water cups. There was an exclusive Nora pattern. You can actually, if you look up the Queen City Stitch Retreat, I think it's free on their website right now. So if you wanted to go and snag it, you could. And then we did, what else was in there? Oh, and then everybody got like a random like Nora pattern. So yeah, it was really generous. It was really fun. And then of course all of the swag that people were giving away, and it just, yeah, everybody made that retreat amazing. I don't have any other retreats coming up anytime soon. I've been considering the Gathering Needle, which is Jade, the 310 Stitchers retreat in August. We just have a lot of like travel things coming up and kids stuff coming up. And so kind of leaving that open. We're taking, so my kids, I'm, as I mentioned, bonus mom. They turned 16 in January. And so they asked to go to New York City for their birthday. They've never been. My wife and I have been. She's been several times. I've been once. And we really love New York City. And so we are going to take the kids to New York City for their birthday and hang out and have a good time. There's some other goodies that I will drop later. As far as travel plans and stuff like that, I just don't want to ruin anything in case anybody stumbles across my video that might be included in those plans that they don't know about yet. So yeah, I think we're staying home for the holidays. My middle brother and his wife and my oldest niece are talking about coming out here for Christmas. I don't know. My sister-in-law and my niece have never flown, and so they're a little nervous with all of the flight reductions and stuff that are happening right now due to TSA and the FAA and the air traffic controllers and stuff like that. So they're just a little, so my sister-in-law is just a little nervous to travel right now, which is fair. I mean, I'm a seasoned traveler and we all know that travel delays and getting stuck places and stuff can be really stressful to try to navigate, especially if you've never traveled before. And my brother doesn't have a whole lot of travel experience either. So, probably better to just keep an eye on it and see how things go. They haven't ruled it out completely yet, but we'll see. If not, I'm off between Christmas and New Year, planning on getting a whole bunch of stitchy stuff done, and hanging out. I don't know if we have the kids that week. I think we do. Just been hanging out, enjoying being an aunt. My nephew just turned 1 in September, so he's all over the place now, and just having fun with that. And yeah, I mean, I think that's it for life stuff. Work is work is work. I mean, can't really talk about it, but it's been steady and enough to keep me busy. So yeah, other than that, I will stop waffling on here, and I will let y'all get back to the rest of your day, evening. Thank you for spending time with me. If you are new here and you did like this and want to keep up, again, I am very sporadic at posting. I'm going to try, I keep saying this every time I record, but I'm going to try to get better about it. Maybe try to come back at least once a month, if not more, and just do it. I just need to sit down and do it. I think it's all the chaos, like the mess, and those of you who record know exactly what I'm talking about, is pulling everything out and then putting everything back, and yeah, and then editing if you decide to edit, which I don't think I will, because I think I'm mostly had all of the pictures in here. So yeah, anywho, wherever you are, I hope that you are safe and well and comfortable. If you're in the US, I know we've got some cold snaps coming. Here in Colorado, it's still summer. It's been in the 70s all week, while my family in Michigan has gotten snow. And also some of my friends up in Canada have gotten snow. So y'all win, because we haven't had any here in Denver yet. So yeah, and then obviously if you are on the other side of the world from me, and I hope that things are not too hot and that y'all have access to aircon and all of the good things. So I will hopefully be back here maybe in a couple weeks. If not, I hope y'all have a great Thanksgiving if you celebrate. And here in the US, I know Canada's already had their Thanksgiving. And hopefully I'll be back before Christmas. So I will talk to you all later.